Good morning. Right. Hopefully, no. It's not streaming again. Oh my God. Okay, right. Let me come out of that. Okay, so good morning, everybody. And welcome to the last day of Love Your Lymph in April. However, now that we've been doing the big 6 every day, we understand the lymphatic system and how important it is to our bodies. I'm sure everyone's going to take this forward and make it part of their morning routine. And habit stacking is something a lot of people talk about. So, incorporating something that's 3 minutes long into your morning routine is easy. After you do it a couple of times, and once you start to feel the benefits of it. And that might be you've got more energy, your skin looks better, you move better. You might find that, some of those tight areas of your body just feel a bit easier. And then building on from the big 6, we now know that we can body brush, we can rebound, we can go for a walk. There's still so much that you can do for your lymphatic system. Hydration is key. We already know, about the importance of good quality drinking water and hydrating the tissues. And that goes for your lymphatic system, but also for your fascial system. So your fascia will be a major component of the stress and tension that you hold in your body. And it covers every single muscle, tendon, joint. So, for a lot of my clients, they maybe think that they have a problem with their joint, but actually the connective tissue is so strong, the fascia is so strong. Once you release that, it makes a huge difference to their health, their well-being, and their movement. And that, can be said with the lymphatic system. So if you've got tension or tightness in the fascia, I know I've talked about this before, but it's like a major passion of mine. So, and if it's important, you'll repeat it. So that's, that could impede the lymphatic system as well. So what we'll do this morning is we'll do the big 6. And then I just want to go over, I know that on Wednesday I spoke about how important it is for this neck position. And so the area around the collarbones where the lymphatics, drain up to, and then through the ducts and then back to the heart. And if these aren't clear, then your lymph is not going to be flowing in the way that it should. So I'm going to show you a technique that will release your neck a little bit more, just to keep the areas from your brain coming down here, but also it'll open up here as well. Okay, so let's just start with the big 6. So we're just going to rub around the collarbones. And then just tapping in here. And I'm on my Swiss ball again this morning. Make sure that you are. So I'm on my Swiss ball rebounding and I'm diaphragmic breathing. I mean, what a team, eh? So remember the diaphragmic breathing throughout the day, and that's going to pump that massive lymph node that sits around your liver. And I just wanted to actually, because I was thinking about this on Wednesday, I don't think that I've actually talked about Dr. Perry, who invented the big 6 enough. Now, he was a chiropractor. He is a chiropractor, I suppose, although his work has evolved so much, as most body workers you will find. So we're just going into the belly here, up and down, across the way. Belly slaps your vagus nerve. Okay, and then into the groin. And then back to the knees. Yeah, so he became really sick about 7 years ago. And, he will say to the point he thought he was going to die. And no health professionals could tell him, what was going on. Now, as I'm on my Swiss ball, I'm just going to have a little bounce that you guys can just bounce up and down on your heels, get those calves pumping, and then you can do some movements as well. Remember your limb shakes, 16, 8, 4, 2, and then 1. So he became really, really sick, and nobody could actually give him any sort of indication of, what was going on. So he had to then just go and research and investigate himself. And one of the biggest things that he found was the lymphatic system. And, he'll say himself that he was toxic. And a lot of my clients, they will say to me, I just feel toxic. I just feel like I'm just full of toxins. And although, it's not toxins, it's dead cells, it's old debris, but that's how it feels. So that's why people use that word. And when he started working on his lymphatic system, that's when he started to notice big changes. And then he, started to look at his allostatic load. And allostatic load is something that I talk about all the time. So, we have a bucket, and you have the internal stressors, which is your health, any old injuries, any surgeries, any scar tissue, trauma, mental health problems, sleep, all the things that go on within us. And then we have our external factors. And the external factors are work, emails, social media, family, drama, just the world, anything that we encounter, traffic, commutes to work, these things. And what happens to a lot of us is because the society is really run on do more, be more, etc., people will take their bucket and they'll put more things in. They'll put more supplements in, they'll put more exercise in, they'll fill their bucket. And then what happens is the bucket overflows. So actually, when we look at allostatic load, it's about what we can take out. And that could be anything. That could just be reducing exercise. It could be reducing the supplements that you're taking. This is not medical advice, by the way. And really just focusing on the internal, and doing the big 6, taking walks in nature, because that is also going to stimulate your lymphatic system, rebounding, looking at the quality of the water that you're putting in your body. I'm a bit of a water buff. It's funny, I've just listened to a voice note a friend sent me, and she's like, I just listened to this podcast and I just know that you're going to love it. We know that water holds consciousness. If you don't know about the Dr. Emoto water experiment, I Google it, see what that's about. So there's things that we can do to improve our health that are free, and they don't really take up that much time. So I would encourage you to look at your allostatic load and just see what you can actually remove, rather than putting anything else in. And that goes for, your protocols. I used to have a very strict morning routine, meditation, breath work. Honestly, it would take about an hour. But then I had to look at it and be like, wow, that's like an hour. And I still, don't get me wrong, I still spend some mornings doing that, but it was actually stressing me out, actually trying to factor that in rather than actually, helping. So just have a look at your daily schedule and just see what you can switch around just to make life easier. Because that's all we want, right? It's just an easy life. And when we feel healthy and we feel our best, then life is just a bit easier, and we can handle a bit more in our buckets. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to open this area up a wee bit more. So one of the things is, after you've done your big 6, you can do a neck pump. Okay, so this is going to get a bit more lymph, and this is especially if you feel that you're really tight through here, or you have this text neck. Okay, so the aim is we want our heads to be nice and balanced on our shoulders. As soon as our head starts to come forward, we put so much pressure down our spine, and this is where a lot of shoulder and neck pain can come from. is just because our heads are in this forward posture. And a lot of the time it's because these muscles here are just not strong enough because the scaffolding has been holding up from behind, okay? So one of the things you can do is you're literally very softly, there's a lot of important structures in here, is you're just going to almost like pump. So the lymphatic system loves pump movement. And when you go for a lymphatic treatment, you'll find that your therapist will do a lot of, pumping just to really get the movement through. And you're just going to go nice and soft, okay? Remember, a lot of these nodes, we have deep cervical nodes, but we have some superficial ones as well. So if we go too hard, we're actually closing the nodes rather than opening them up. So that's one of the things that you can do. And also, just if you're feeling a bit stressed or you've been working at your computer all day, it's just quite a nice thing to do during the day, just to give you a bit more movement around your neck. Now, the other thing I'm going to show you, this is from the Human Garage. And again, you'll find them on YouTube. They have so many different videos, and they actually have a facial fascial reset. And something, if you're interested in removing tension from your face or changing, the shape of your face, this is really, really useful, because the facial nerve and the vagus nerve are very interconnected. We can hold a lot of stress on our face. So if you suffer from PTSD, I highly recommend you look up Human Garage, especially the facial fascial, simply because our eyes and our face are very interlinked with our vagus nerve. So by actually working with the face, you'll make a massive improvement. I actually do quite a lot of intraoral massage for clients that have got trauma, because a lot of the time it's in their TMJ. So that facial Human Garage video will actually really unlock your jaw as well, if that's something that you struggle with. But I'm just going to show you one little excerpt, because I find that it really opens up this side, and I can really feel the lymphatics then moving through. So I'm going to do both sides, okay? So you're going to take one arm, put it over your head, grab the top of your ear, and then you're going to grab the bottom of the ear, and then you're going to turn the top of the ear forward and the bottom of the earlobe back. So you're twisting your ear. And then you're just going to take some nice deep breaths in through the nose, out through the mouth. In through the nose, out through the mouth. And then just move around. So when I get to there, I can really feel my neck opening up. And it even moves down into my serratus anterior, which is a muscle that attaches on the rib cage into the shoulder blade. It's really opening up the neck. And then just move. You can look up. You can look down. Really pulling that ear. Don't worry, it's not going to come off. Okay, and then you're just going to release. Just give yourself a little moment, a little bit of a shake off. Okay, and then just make sure that you're feeling okay. Move your neck around a wee bit, and then we're going to do the other side, okay? So again, you're going to pull the top of the ear forward, bottom of the ear back. And then breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. So the breath is really important. You can look up. And you can do this standing or sitting. Better standing. Now, I can feel, because this is a fascial maneuver, I can feel that actually moving right down the front of my body, okay? So if you suffer from pain and it's unexplained and it moves around a lot, you need to start looking at your fascia. Muscle pain generally stays in one place. Myofascial pain moves. And the more you do this work, the more releases you'll get. So don't be disheartened if you feel nothing the first time. If your fascia has been stuck or frozen for a very, very long time, it just takes time to start to release, okay? Now, that feels awesome. So human garage, facial fascial maneuvers, I'm sure I'm getting that wrong. But honestly, check out their YouTube. They are a phenomenal group of people. You'll get your organ resets on there. They do a 15-minute stress reset. I do that every single morning. You know, if you think about animals, if you've got pets, the first thing they do when they get up in the morning is they reset themselves. So that's why I personally do the 15-minute stress reset every morning, get me going for the day. And once you start doing it, it doesn't take 15 minutes, it'll take you about 8. And everybody's get 8 minutes plus 2 minutes for big 6, and that will set you up for a fantastic day. And you'll really start to see improvements in your health. If I don't do the reset every morning, because I exercise a lot, I walk a lot, I notice a difference, and that's when I then have to, book a treatment with somebody. So again, when we think about how much things are costing these days and just time, if you're a busy parent and you don't feel that you've got time, honestly, just check the Human Garage out and start doing some of their classes. They actually do a free 45-minute class, which is pretty phenomenal. So yeah, have a blast and see how you get on. It's been an absolute pleasure connecting with you all this month. I really hope that you do continue to look after your lymphatic system. It is the secret to eternal youth, as far as I'm concerned. And it'll keep you happy and healthy for a very long time. Enjoy your weekend, and thanks again.